the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football. Hayden Hurst, the tight end. First of all, I like him because he's a ginger. Second of all, I like him because it's all about mental health. That's what every team needs, is a ginger and somebody who's all about mental health.
I loved everything Urban Meyer. It made me feel better about everything. I'm his biggest fangirl right now. I would give him a lap dance if I could.
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker, I guess.
The what?
Gives a new meaning to the term steak hooker. You never heard of a steak hooker?
Who they say gon' beat the Bengals? Who they say gon' beat the Bengals?
What's up, everybody? Who day? Welcome to Tigress Talk. We are the first and only Bengals show created by women. I am Jess, aka Hube, and I am joined by 2 of my most favorite humans on the entire planet. Kayla holding it down in Northern Kentucky, and Whitney, our former Cincinnatian, currently living in Florida. And once again, we are missing Jerry. Unfortunately, she has a very important job during hurricane season, so she is working hard, trying to make sure everybody stays safe during this time. So we are missing her, but our thoughts are with her and with everybody down in Florida right now. Whitney, how are you doing? You got your power back, I see.
Yeah, it was a sketchy week, but I was on the Atlantic coast. So
okay, so you don't get hit as hard.
No, not
fantastic.
At all. Yeah,
it's so crazy to me how all that works. Weatherman.
It was wild. I'll say this: if I don't know how I would handle it if I did live on the bad side, because just the little bit we got, it was pretty gnarly sounding. So, yeah.
Oh man, that's so crazy. Yeah. Thank you, everybody watching live. Houday, Matt Schultz is here. Houday, Tyler, thanks for being here, guys. Stranger 4420, Houday. Haas, Houday, how's it going? Kelsey's here. Hey, ladies, Houday. Hey, Kelsey, how's it going? Dalton's here. Houday. Dalton, I like that. And has it always been like that? Greg says, Houday, ladies. Houday, Greg. Houday, Tyler says, tag in the intern. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know what that means. Crip says, hello, ladies of the Houday. Hello, Crip. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching after the fact. We appreciate you all. If you found us on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are doing a game-worn, autographed Von Bell jersey when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to all of our subscribers. We really appreciate you all. Game recap. Well, I had a lot of fun.
I noticed.
It's really fun. It's really fun to start hot. Yeah. Lisa's here. Hey, Houday, Lisa, how's it going? You know, this week it wasn't necessarily our choice. Hey, Pam, how's it going, Mama Pam? You know, we didn't get the choice. We didn't win the coin toss this time, but we still started with a touchdown on the first possession, which I think is huge. 2 weeks in a row, we've been able to do that, and there was a lot of good. I feel like rushing plays on that first drive, and you know, Mixon getting the rushing touchdown, I really feel like that kind of just came out and hit him in the mouth right away, and I love that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it because I had to pee so bad I thought I was gonna die, so I was actually going to the bathroom during the whole first series, so I totally missed the whole thing, so I had to rewatch all that. But the defense played lights out. I mean, Von Bell, what more could you ask of the guy? I mean, 2 interceptions, that was just absolutely incredible. Third quarter again was a little cooled off a little bit, you know. But then that fourth quarter we had the 2 Money Mac field goals and Hayden Hurst's first ever touchdown as a Bengal. I was so excited. I was losing my mind. I was just sad that it was in the opposite end zone. It was in the north end zone. I mean, obviously I'm happy for everybody down there, but you know, I wish so badly it could have been in our end zone, but it was a great moment. It was a great game. I think, you know, once again, all 3 sides of the ball did a great job, you know, blocking that extra point, that PAT that they blocked for the Dolphins. That was huge. You know, the turnovers were huge. Only allowing 1 touchdown. And I think that's 1 touchdown in how many quarters now? I think I saw a crazy stat somewhere. So it's, our defense is playing amazing. I'm wearing my defense chain. I finally remembered to put it on this time. So I got my defense chain on, and I was super stoked about that game. So what did you guys think of the game?
I loved the whiteout, and a lot of people were participating. It was so pretty in the night with all the white everywhere. It was just, and all the pom-poms, and it was so loud too. And I was so excited every time a player would mention how loud and exciting it was, because it makes me feel like I'm part of it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because we are. And I think, what did they do? They had to burn a timeout, or they had to do something that was like based on the noise. And I feel like that, a record crowd, hello. I don't think it's a coincidence that the 2 times that we've set records at Paycor Stadium is we've won both those games, because the fans really do make a big difference in those games. So
we're finally experiencing what a home field advantage is supposed to be all about. It is a home field advantage now. It is beautiful. And I felt like, even through the TV, you could tell it was loud. I will tell you guys, I can't even imagine being there, because it was visually the most stunning thing I've ever seen. Just what I got to see. So I can't even imagine. Everybody looked hot as hell. Like, our fans are sexy. Like, the outfits were so cool. Everybody really went like all out. I loved it. It looked like a sea of white on TV. You didn't see any other color. You saw white, and that was it. But I did feel like everybody wearing white and the guys wearing white and stuff, it kind of made you guys all look like one big unit, like one big team. And you guys were definitely a part of it,
Oh, I love that. That's great. Wayne says, first time catching you ladies live. I'm usually catching it after the fact. Great podcast. Well, thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you. I'm glad you could join us live this time. Mary says, Who Day ladies. Dalton says, Whitworth hanging out with you guys must have been awesome. Yes, I was like,
girl,
my life.
Oh my God.
My life could have ended that night, and I would have died a happy person. Like, it was seriously like the best day of my life. But Houday Eric says, almost a week later and I still haven't gotten my voice back. Oh no, Eric. 2 forced timeouts and delays of games. Yeah, it was incredible. Yep, Dalton says Houday Mary. All right, well, let's get into our bombshell breakdown. So this is a really good one this week. I'm really excited about this, and she is going to kind of let y'all in on some coaching secrets.
Y'all, this is Kayla Caskey back with this week's edition of Bombshell Breakdown, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of plays that the Bengals designed on a short week based on some previous plays that they had earlier this year. All right, let's go ahead and look at the film. Okay, y'all, here we go with the Bengals against the Jets a couple of weeks ago. We're going to let our tight end go ahead and motion over there. I'm going to set you guys up for this play here. The Jets are playing a variation of cover 3 with their 3 guys that are going to cover the deep ball. Our tight end is going to go across. Higgins is going to go down and out. And Chase is going to do a little whirly bird. So we have 3 little receiver guys going out. And if you connect their routes, it makes a sail if you turn your head to the side and have good imagination. So this is called the sail route. So we're going to let this play out. Keep your eye on Higgins here. Keep your eye on him as this play develops, and I'll pause it in just a second. Okay, so right here, the rest of this field is wide open. There's nobody over there, and they're kind of one-on-one at this point. But the Bengals saw this, and on a short week, they saw that if we ran this same play, and if Higgins cut across the field, he has a good chance of getting the ball and getting some yardage, or whoever is playing in his position at the time. Okay, now here we are this past Thursday night with the Bengals against Miami, and they're running the same little variation of the sail. This receiver is going to go over, cut across. Boyd's going to go out. Now, last week, the route sent him this way. This week, he's going to give a little fake right there and go out this way. And this receiver is still just doing a little whirly bird and going out. So we don't have the sail anymore, so it's a variation. Okay, so here we go. Let's watch. Okay, it's very slow today, but it's coming. They're counting it down. Okay, so last week, remember, this receiver went this way. This week, same play, same setup. Just going a different way. Boom. So Miami saw the film from the Jets and thought the receiver was going the other way. So just got some big levels this week, and they scored some big yardage. Here it is from the end zone view. Okay, there we go. Okay, y'all, now this is Baltimore versus Miami. So the Bengals are studying Miami's film in preparation for this Thursday night. Watch how these defenders charge at these receivers right here. We're just going to watch it. That's the only thing we need to know about this play is that defense again is just going to charge up. Boom. See how they just rushed up? And so the Bengals saw that. Now let's watch this we'll skip this play. Skip. Okay, so here we go. This is the Bengals versus Miami this past week. And I need to rewind it here to get us back. Okay, let me pause it. So here we are, same setup. Does this look familiar? Is this what Baltimore and Miami were just doing? So for this time, Boyd's going to come around and get the backwards pass. So when these guys rush, they're not expecting the ball to go right over them. So let's watch. Boom. He was just rushing up. He faked him out, and they scored a lot of yards in that point. That play. Now it's crazy that the coaches would watch so much film, but just finding little things like that is what makes a coach, and why they watch so much film, because just that one little play made a huge difference in the game. Okay, y'all, well, I hope you got to see a little bit about how plays are built upon as the season progresses based on whichever opponent the Bengals are playing, and a little bit about how they look at film and just progress it from week to week. And my name is Kayla, and this has been your Bombshell Breakdown.
I mean, wow.
Awesome.
She's the best.
Like, honestly, like, it just blows my mind. Yes, thank you, Chase Engel. I agree. This is a fantastic breakdown. I saw that, and I was literally just, like, speechless. Like, like, just everything they have to know about these teams, and then how they take those tendencies and they kind of can exploit them. And that one trick play was amazing. I loved that. What's it called? Wildcat or something? Where they toss it, and then the receiver throws the ball. So I love anything. I love trickery. I love all of that. So that was fantastic.
I love how smart that trickery was. Like, I appreciate that
So
play
smart.
even more, because at a glance, like, for me, not knowing play designs and stuff, I just thought that worked because it was unexpected. It was a trick play, but it was actually so smart based on how they rush those two guys. It's all so great. And it makes me think maybe that's why we get so much better progressively throughout the year. Because we saw that last year. We saw it this year already in just like a smaller dose. Like, we started out slow, but just for 2 games, and we're already ramping up even faster. And I think maybe it's even more about the coaching than I thought it was. Like, the coaches get better. They have more film to break down. They have more plays to see. And so, hats off to our coaching staff.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Mary and Dalton and everybody. Yeah, Chase, I think that was that Boyd? I thought that was T. It was Boyd in the second time? Okay. But yeah, it was crazy. It really, like, it makes me feel like no coach is a bad coach. If they can look at all that and see all of that, it's just like, it's just mind-boggling to me. And the one thing I thought was interesting from Joe Burrow's press conference today was they asked him about the quarterback sneak. And I think a lot of people were upset about the play call on that 4th down, but they did not like the look from the defense that they got. They liked the look and it was a good look to do that little pass and whatever you call it to get the 4th down. And they just didn't execute it. I think Collins fell down on it. So it's just like, these things, it's not that they're not doing them or that they're not thinking about them. Whereas I feel like a lot of fans will sit at home and say, oh, they shouldn't have called that play. That was a dumb play to call. Why not just quarterback sneak it every time? Blah, blah, blah. Well, they call up the quarterback sneak, but they didn't like the look that the defense was giving them. It's more nuanced than that, I think, than a lot of people really give credit for. So anyway, that's my soapbox for today. But all right, well, let's get into some game balls, shall we?
Hot, hot, height.
All right. Two game balls this week. One goes to the woman who I think her plans and goals and ideas for the fan experience was fully realized on Thursday night. Everything that I've ever heard Elizabeth talk about as far as just trying to make the best game day experience for fans that she possibly could, to just blow everybody's socks off, blow everybody's minds, make the game ticket worth it, bring excitement back, all of it. I thought that Thursday was just the perfect example of everything she's ever wanted coming together on one night, and the new uniforms to boot. So, Elizabeth Blackburn, you get a well-deserved game ball, lady.
Well-deserved, yes, for sure. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth.
God, yeah. And then hint for game ball number 2. This guy has played. He's going to play 2 of his two former teams this season. He's already played one on Thursday night, the Dolphins, and beat them. He gets to play the other ones on Christmas Eve, and I'm sure he'll be a part of beating them. He has probably hands down the best mic'd up that I've ever heard before. I could run through a brick wall when I hear him talk. So Teddy K, you
Yay. How great is Teddy K? He's just the best. I adore him.
New favorite player alert after I heard that.
Seriously. Well, now that DJ Reader's out, he might be my favorite player. I'm kidding, DJ.
He'll be back. DJ will be back.
He'll be back,
have
for
two
sure.
favorite, one on offense, one on defense.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's funny because people are always like, who's your favorite player? And I'm like, offense, defense, or special teams. Like, I have a favorite player on all 3 sides of the ball. So, yes, Kelsey, Teddy is the best. All right. Well, let's get into some of your questions here. Thank you so much for everybody that submitted questions on Twitter. All right. Mary Raps asked, what player has surprised you the most through 4 games? Someone who maybe you were not expecting to have a significant impact, but has. Good question. Thank you, Mary. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, it's kind of cheating to say the defense as a whole, but I feel like they're even better than they were last year, and they've really been the reason why we've won the last 2 and why we've been in every game so far. I expected them to be good, but I mean, they're like top 5 in every statistic right now, I think.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm going to say Hayden Hurst. There were so many people when we lost Uzama that was upset. I was sad to see him go at first too. But then when we picked up Hayden, there was a lot of people that said, like, well, that was a lateral move. Like, he'll be exactly the same and all that. I think he's already proved that we got a gain in that transaction. Like, this is working out in our favor. Plus, I just love him. Not the way my mom loves him or for the same reasons.
Right.
But I adore
specifically
him.
In a sexual way.
My mom just got outed. Oh, she outed herself months ago.
It's not a secret.
Yeah, it's the crop tops for her. But he, like, that run that he did, not the touchdown. The touchdown was fabulous. But the run he did where he got so many extra yards, even though everybody, the whole Dolphins team was riding his back.
Yeah.
Oh, and he said that the fans, like, cheering, like, made him go harder. I don't know. I just think he's got really sure hands. I think he's really dependable. I think Burrow already trusts him deeply. So I love Hayden Hurst.
Agreed.
Surprise.
Agreed. I hate to take the easy road, but I would probably say Cordell Volson. I really feel like of all the questions on the line, he was probably one of the biggest question marks. I mean, weren't even sure he was going to start initially. You know, they signed Sharping. They signed, obviously Jackson Carman's been kind of a question mark, but for him to come out and really be one of the solid pieces on the D-line on the O-line that, he is not the biggest problem on the offensive line. And I think a lot of people thought that he might be, because I think a lot of people were worried about that position specifically. So I really feel like he has been way better than advertised. So I think he was a steal in the draft, and I think he's been a really great pickup for us. So
he's improving week by week.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's in true Bengals rookie form. I mean, he is getting better every single week. So Prescott is here. Thank you, Prescott, for being here. He says Bengals just look like beasts on Thursday. Yes, they did. I heard that, Jess. Sorry, Pam. I mean, I didn't say anything that's not true. So.
No lies detected.
No lies detected. But all right. Thank you so much, Mary, for that question. Greg Luther said, with all the talk of Jesse Bates being on the last year of his contract, fans need to look at Von Bell right now, also on last year of his contract. Bell has been awesome lately. Thank you, Greg. Now I'm depressed.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I mean, Von Bell has been absolutely lights out. And again, I feel like he just keeps getting better. I mean, 2 interceptions. Holy cow. That's just been, he's been awesome.
He came out the gate swinging, though. I mean, what?
Still one of my favorite moments of all time, honestly.
For sure.
If I'm honest.
That goes down into of all the legendary plays in Bengals history. That gets added automatically to the book. I think it was perfect.
100%.
Yeah,
he's always
100%.
been a beast, and he's one of my favorite players for sure. But yeah, that's a good point. We have to keep him.
Yep.
Don't we?
Thank you. Thank you, Greg, for your comment. Bengals and Bourbon, our friend Matt asks, what's your thoughts on how great of a free agency signing Hayden Hurst was? I think we may have already covered that, but I mean, gosh, I could not be happier with Hayden Hurst. I mean,
and I think we're in for a big week this week against the Ravens, revenge game.
You think Hayden is in for a big week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he got drafted by the Ravens, right? He was there first.
Before Lamar Jackson, famously, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Stranger4420 says, I was thrilled to swap Fumble Fingers Uzama for Hayden Hulkhurst. Wow. All right, then, Stranger4420. You said it, not me. I don't know if I'd go that far, but regardless, I'm happy with, I think things always work out for the best, honestly, in the long term. So. Sometimes it's hard to see initially, but I do think that all worked out for the best. But yeah, so I was actually looking up Hayden's stats when I was preparing for this because I was like, wait, was that really his only touchdown so far? And yes, but you know what? He only averages 3 touchdowns a season. So I think he's going to be way more productive than the Bengals than he was with either of his former teams. So I'm very excited for what he brings to the table.
I mean, when he said he found a home, did we not all collectively cry a little bit? Or at least shed one?
Well, I cry a lot for a lot of different reasons. But yes, honestly, anytime these guys, because I feel like, when you're from Cincinnati, that means something to you. And it means something to be from Cincinnati. And we're proud of our city. And we're proud of, being hardworking and all these things. And when other people who aren't from here can come here and appreciate it in a meaningful way, it just is absolutely just touches my heart. And I just, all of these guys, and I think I've talked about it before, all the former players who've chosen to live in Cincinnati and raise their families here. I feel like that just really speaks a lot to the city. And, one thing that Big Wit said on Thursday night was he said, this city means a lot to me. All of my kids were born here. And, the city will always have a piece of my heart. So Eric says, his fight and refusal to be tackled is enduring him to every Bengal fan. Yes. I mean, obviously, when you work hard, that's going to pay dividends with the fan base. Yes, we know. We know Pam likes Hayden.
Oh, my God.
We love you, Mama Pam.
Enough. It's enough. He's going to get invited to my Thanksgiving. I'm going to see Hayden Hurst at my table.
That'd be awesome. I want to come.
Who was it in the film this week in one of the clips? Was it Teddy? Who somebody came up to him on defense or on offense and was like, how you liking it there? And he was like, love it here or whatever.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Teddy.
No.
Was it Teddy?
That's great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the other players from the other team asked him like how he was liking it here, meaning Cincinnati. And he was like, oh, I love it. Or something like that. Like, no place I'd rather be. And so I think that just goes back to the culture that we talked about so much last year. That I never get tired of hearing about. Like, people want to play with these guys and for these coaches. So it's so cool.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Our last question is from Paul Tomasula. I hope I did not butcher that name, but he says, what is the ice cream flavor of the month? And Kayla suggested blueberry pie. So that's actually what I'm having tonight is the blueberry pie. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's got like pieces of pie crust in it, and it's just blowing my mind. So what are you guys having tonight?
I'm drinking Birmingham mead tonight. So I'm drinking the peppercorn. It's like the Jarl peppercorn. Very good. But I'm not having ice cream tonight.
Okay.
That sounds very good and very good for fall. I went with straight up vanilla. I thought it was good for like the whiteout game.
Oh, that's perfect.
And plus, I just had it. So anyway, it's really good.
Cap loves vanilla bean ice cream, and that's one of BB's many, many nicknames is vanilla bean. So
well, there you go.
I love it.
Tribute to BB, I'm having vanilla.
I love it. Well, thank you, graders, for being awesome, and I hope you guys are enjoying some ice cream. I think Greg says he was having ice cream, so I hope you are enjoying your ice cream as well, Greg. Okay, let's get to some conspiracy theories. Nobody submitted any conspiracy theories this week, but I have to go back. I have to go back to, I think it was Eric last week. He had another conspiracy theory as we were doing the show, talking about how we were just messing with everybody in the first 2 weeks. And I'm going to double down on that one because I truly believe that. I mean, this team has come leaps and bounds from those first 2 weeks. And I think it was probably a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons, but I think it's all coming together. So I'll buy that one. Mm-hmm. Anybody in the chat have any conspiracy theories? Do you girls have any conspiracy theories?
No. I feel like I thought of some and I should have wrote them down throughout the week. I know there was one that involved like the white out. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I like it.
I suck.
That's okay. No, you don't suck. All right. Well, let's talk. We Meet to Talk is sponsored by Birmingham Meadery. Code Tigress gets you 15% off 2 or more bottles. This is the one that I am currently drinking. Dreaming of the Horn King. I love this one. It's so good. Kayla, you said you're drinking the peppercorn one?
Yeah, it's so good. Highly recommended. Get yourself one immediately. I love it.
Get 2. Code Tigress. 15% off. That's great. Well, do you guys have anything that you need to talk about this week?
Can we talk about how Joe Burrow loves flowers, apparently? I just find that so cute.
It is very cute.
I would build a greenhouse for him.
I love that, Kayla. That's amazing. I love that. Was it Jeff that went down and like gave him a rose? Like he was on The Bachelorette or something.
It was beautiful. I love it. Let's all give Joe Burrow more flowers.
I think we should all bring flowers to the next home game and just throw them on the field like it's... Or no, wait. I think you get kicked out for that. I'll have to ask Ken about that.
I was going to ask because like my first thought was like in gladiator times when people threw...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like you throw flowers on the field, but yeah, I may need to consult my security experts because they specifically say that if you throw anything on the field, you'll be arrested and prosecuted and kicked out and not allowed back ever. And sounds like a lot of trouble that would be in. So, all right, we'll get clarification on the rules of that.
Oh my god, I loved it because too, like, I love that he's such a dude and like a dude that like dudes worship, and he made it okay to say like, yeah, I like getting flowers.
I like flowers.
Like, girls only get flowers. Like, who made that rule? That's stupid. I kind of love that. Like, yay for masculinity. That's not.
I do too.
Stupid.
I do too. I love it. He's not scared.
Nope.
That's great. Kayla, do you have anything that you need to talk about?
That was the only thing I had in mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was yours. Whitney, you're next. Sorry. Don't pay attention to me.
Not really. I guess I don't want to talk about it, but I guess everybody in the world wants to talk about Tom and Giselle getting divorced. And so I'll just say this much. People should stop obsessing so much about other people's relationships, number one. None of your business, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. Number two.
Amen.
Number two, though, is it does shed a little light on Tom looking so off.
Haggard.
Right before the season started. I actually feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
And that takes a toll on you. And so I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like the Tampa Bay team has been a little underwhelming. Their offense looked really underwhelming in the last game and stuff. And it just feels off. So, I don't know. Thoughts and prayers.
Cap says now he has to fend off Giselle again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I totally agree, Whitney. And honestly, I never really understood the whole hate for Tom Brady thing. I feel like people just hated him because he was really good and won a lot of Super Bowls. And I can't get down with that. Yeah, I can't get down with that kind of hate. Like, I appreciate what he's done for the sport. I mean, he has single-handedly, I think, and I might be quoting this stat wrong, but I think he single-handedly won as many Super Bowls as the Pittsburgh Steelers in history. And that alone, in my book, makes him okay, because I'm tired of them talking about that. So I really feel like, I feel bad for him. I agree with you. And I feel like I feel bad for the kids, because I feel like they have like at least like 12 children between the two of them or something crazy. No, I'm kidding. I think 12, it's like 4.
TB12.
It's still way too many. But but yeah, so I worry for them. And yeah, it's just, it sucks. You hate to see it for anybody, but I never really got the hate.
Tom Brady, but you don't need to go for his family. And this is something that's really
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure if Jerry was here, she would be talking crap about Tom Brady.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We miss you, Jerry.
Yeah.
I hope she still heckles him from her hospital room, though.
I hope she makes signs saying that my baby cries less than Tom Brady, because it's just hilarious.
It's fine to make fun of Tom Brady. Just don't maybe make fun of him for this.
Yeah. Make fun of him for crying all the time. Don't make fun of him for getting divorced.
Make fun of him for breaking all those tablets.
Yeah. R.I.P. all those tablets.
Weird. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I feel like I want to talk about Joe Mixon calling a meeting with the O-line. And I loved that when the news came out, he wasn't pointing fingers. He wasn't blaming anybody. He even sort of took some of the blame on himself, I feel like. And I feel like that is what I love about this team and about having all these high character guys, is it's not a bunch of divas screaming at each other and pointing fingers at each other. It's a lot of guys saying like, hey, this isn't working. Like, what can we do to fix it? What can I do better? What can you do better? What are you seeing? What am I seeing? And I love that collaboration. And I think that is why this team is great. This team is great for a lot of reasons. They are very talented, but this team is great because of those intangibles that all these players have. So I just thought I loved that story. I thought it was fantastic. And I really hope that the running game gets going. But I really believe that it will, because if you guys remember last year, it was a slow start last year. And it wasn't until the Raiders game in Las Vegas after the bye that the running game really picked up. And I remember it because I remember thinking, whoa, like something flipped in my brain. Like, whoa, this is really like this is finally becoming like what we all knew that it could be. So I really think it's just going to take some more time for that to get better.
And I think we're missing Drew Sample. Mitchell Wilcox didn't get a lot of playing time. Like, Hayden Hurst is new. Like, it's not just the O-line that's got to get chemistry and gel. There's a lot of elements that go into the run game.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm not good enough to break it down and say like this is exactly why it's not working, but I do think that it's I've I think Paul Dehner said today that he quoted the Big Lebowski and said there's a lot of ins, a lot of what haves yous, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have you. So I feel like there's a lot going on with the running game, and I think that it will get cleaned up eventually, but it's just gonna take a little time. In Joe we trust. Burrow and Mixon, correct, Eric? I 100% agree with you. That's amazing.
Can we also talk about small hands Kenny Pickett having his debut in the NFL?
Can we talk about the fact that they benched Mitch? Like, ooh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was bizarre, but I couldn't believe it. So I'm sure you guys were, I think Teddy K talked about this as well. His wife was like trying to go somewhere and he was like, oh honey, I'm just watching this game. You know, which game was it? Which game was on first? Was it now my brain is mashed potatoes. I don't remember. But basically the one opponent was like, they were getting ready to lose and it was great. And he was like, oh yeah, this game's almost over. And then the TV instantly flips to the next game and it's the Browns. And then they lose. Oh, that's right. It was the Ravens. They lose the first game, I think. I might be getting the order confused, but it doesn't matter because it was like the one game just led into the next game, and you just got to watch each one of our enemies fall one by one, and it was the most glorious moment of my life on Sunday. And then Teddy K, apparently his wife was like, we got to go to dinner or whatever, and he's like, I'm just going to finish watching this game. He's like, I'm just going to finish watching this game. And I'm going to finish watching this game. And I feel like that was all of us. Like we were stuck on our couches, glued to our TVs because like we had to crush all of our enemies without even playing. And it was beautiful.
That would have been a great We Need to Talk if I remembered to bring it up. But like, yeah, I mean, we were the only team that won in our AFC North division last week.
Yeah.
What?
And I mean, I wish so badly we could have won against the Cowboys because if we could have, and obviously the stupid Steelers too, but if we could have won against the Cowboys, then we really could have capitalized on all those teams losing in week 2 as well. So I think it's funny because James Rapine was making fun of people like me on Locked On because I'm very like analytical. I'm very like my brain. I'm very type A, and so it's like when people say, "Oh, the Bengals are tied for first," I'm like, they're not tied for first because the Cleveland Browns win the tiebreaker because they beat the Steelers. And he's like, "It doesn't matter. The tiebreakers don't matter. Like you guys are stupid for worried about tiebreakers in week 4." But I'm like, that's me. That's my brain. Like I'm like I'm like very literal about everything. But yeah, it's great. I think we're gonna really pull ahead here once we beat the Ravens on Sunday, which I think we will. I think we're really going to pull ahead in the division. So I'm very excited. I'm really excited for the Sunday night game. It's back-to-back prime time.
Right?
Big time, baby. And now and you know what's funny is that this is the first Sunday night game they've played in 2 years, except for the Super Bowl. And I know that because Emily Parker said that they had to shoot all of the Sunday Night Football intros in one day for the entire team. They had to shoot for the Super Bowl. So they never even played a Sunday night game until they played in the Super Bowl. And now here we are playing a Sunday night game on week 5. So I think that's pretty awesome. But
wow, I really didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Like we got very few primetime games last year. And, we had the Thursday night game, obviously. I think, did we have a Monday game? I don't remember. But, it's pretty telling. I think that, we've had some success. Now they're putting us on prime time. And I think that we are doing well in prime time. So, hey, why not? Bring it on. I think the guys like the extra lights and pressure and everything else. So,
oh, yeah.
Isn't it weird how much that's changed in the last
I know.
Although I feel like that was kind of always like not really true. Like it was true because people believed it, and then if you believed it, then it would happen like one or two times.
It was totally true. We choked every time. It was like not a 1 o'clock game, or if it was a big game, we choked every time. You know it. Don't even act like you don't. It's true. And now it's like these guys like elevate their gameplay or something. They're not scared, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they thrive on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Wow. Crip says, God, I wish we would have won against the Cowboys. My steak hooker wife is a Cowboys fan.
My steak hooker wife.
I love that you have a steak hooker wife, Crip. That's fantastic. But yeah, the Ravens are playing well. I think they're definitely our biggest competition in the division. I don't think the Steelers, I know that we lost to the Steelers, but I don't think that counts, honestly.
No.
But I think the Ravens are playing pretty well, honestly. So slightly worried, but not really. I still think we could beat any team on any day.
Big leads at home, and we're playing them at home. So
yeah, and they got their whole blackout thing going that day.
Yeah.
So much like our whiteout game, they're going to be all excited about themselves, and the fans are going to be hyped.
Yep.
They're out for revenge.
Hopefully we will quiet the fans, because I feel like that's what worked last time. Is when we really went up, the fans got quiet, and in the second half, that crowd was non-existent. So I feel like as long as we can do that again, then I think we really have a good chance of winning. Ravens are just scared to do a purple out. A purple people eater out. Like Barney
purple?
up in there.
Purple out sounds funny to me.
It does sound funny, purple out. But you know what's funny? I kind of hope that now that we've demonstrated that we understood the assignment with the whiteout, I hope that we can get either another whiteout, because that was beautiful and I loved it, or maybe like an orange out, or maybe we can do our own blackout. I don't know. That would probably be like my least favorite, but like to do an orange out or another whiteout, I think would be totally awesome. Cap wants to do tiger robe night. My grandmother would roll over in her grave if I were wearing bedroom wear outside.
You can wear that during the orange out, okay? Compromise.
Yeah,
but you know, orange out too, and I kind of want to get fans more into like when you go to away games wearing only orange.
Ooh,
because like a lot of teams have white in their uniforms or black in their uniforms or whatever.
Like,
it doesn't show as much on camera that there's Bengals fans there unless you wear bright orange. Bright orange, it's pretty obvious that Bengals.
That's a really good point, Whit. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that was. I know Meg. Meg is going to that game. She lives near there, I think, and her wife or fiance, I'm not sure if they're married or not, but she's a Ravens fan, and so she goes to a lot of Ravens games, and so she was the one who told me about the blackout and was like, make sure that you are wearing white or orange if you're a Bengals fan going, because that's just gonna look so awesome. Like ruin their blackout. They have the whole thing blacked out and you just see like spots of white or orange, like especially white, I feel like would just be totally like, I don't know, I think it'll be great. I hope a lot of fans, I don't know if a lot of fans are going, but that'd be cool.
Yeah. It's not that far. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few.
Yeah. We've been traveling well lately.
We have been, yeah.
And really picking up new fans in different cities. I bet we have some new fans in Baltimore, to be quite honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, speaking of traveling, I'm really excited to go to New Orleans. That'll be the next time I see the Bengals, and Bengals Whitney is going to New Orleans, and Sarah Elise is going, and there's a lot of us going. It'll be a really good time. So I'm excited to be in New Orleans. I feel like there's a lot of fans in New Orleans that became fans of Joe and Jamar from their LSU days. So I love and welcome them with open arms. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, Optic's here. Hey, Optic, how's it going? He says, "Hey, ladies." But
yeah, that was the main reason I really wanted to go to that game so bad, is because I felt like it was a homecoming game, and like LSU, we got so many of their fans. So I think it's going to be not a very friendly home game environment for the Saints, to be honest. I think there's going to be a huge showing for the Bengals.
And the Saints have not been playing that great. Unfortunately, poor Andy lost for a third time in London. Well, I'm sorry, he tied the first time, but Chase Ingle says, what's everyone's favorite stadium to travel to watch the Bengals? Well, I have not been to a whole ton of stadiums, but I tell everybody that if you are a fan of the game of football, then you got to go to Green Bay, because they have a lot of history there, and they have a really cool museum that you can tour and a lot of fun stuff to do, and their fans are mostly very nice. They offered us a lot of cheese, and they were very welcoming. So I recommend everybody go to Green Bay if you have the chance. But I really have not been to all that many away stadiums. Have you guys been to a lot of stadiums?
Not a lot. I'm biased to home, so I mean, Paycor, Paul Brown, or whatever iteration you've been to, the most recent, I think is obviously the best. But I am very excited because of the company to go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Also, Vegas was great.
Oh yeah.
If you ever get the chance to go out to Vegas, it's just like appears in the desert, like in the mountains. It's like
a mirage.
The craziest thing. Yeah. I mean, you walk up from the Luxor, the big pyramid looking one, you know, you're like walking up this road with a herd of people, and then all of a sudden there it is, this giant black orb. And, you know, they call it the Death Star because it really looks like the Death Star. I hate to remind people that the Death Star exploded twice, so I don't think that's a great nickname, but it fits a little bit. But, yeah, that's just because I'm a nerd.
I second Green Bay. I haven't been to – the only away game so far I've been to is Green Bay and Dallas. Green Bay, you can't match the experience. The tailgating is really cool because you're just in like a suburban little town and parking in people's backyards. It's the weirdest thing.
We parked in a church. Cool. We parked in a church. We had our tailgate set up in a church parking lot. I was like, what is happening? This is amazing.
Yeah. I thought the stadium itself sucked sitting in because they only like you're on bleachers and they give you like these two little lines that you sit in between. It's not an actual seat.
Yeah.
And let's just say I had people that were territorially challenged, like it's next to me for a long line. So like my seat got like as big as that, like this, which I do not fit into. So it's a little uncomfortable.
It's a little cozy.
It's intimate, but it was very fun. And then Dallas, okay, so their stadium's great. Of course it's great. It's really fancy. It's really nice. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on. But I will say this, Cincinnati's tailgating whips the hell out of Dallas. Dallas's tailgating sucks. Sucks.
Interesting.
It's just like people set up like tents all the way around the stadium and it's everybody's own private little tailgate. So like me and my friend Dondi just walked around until somebody like yelled and like, are you ladies okay? Like, do you need a drink? Because like we didn't have a home, like we did, and there was no like big group tailgates. You know what I mean? There's nothing like Bengals Bomb Squad. There's nothing like Bengals gyms where it's like a huge group of people that in whatever team you're there for, you can just come in and you feel welcome and it's a huge party. There's none of that.
None of that? Yeah. Wow, that's surprising.
People with their own little tents, and you feel like you're intruding to just be like, hey, like, what's up? Like,
can I sit in your tent?
Can I sit in your tent and eat your barbecue thing?
Well, I will say I'm really excited in New Orleans that they're having first of all, they're having a parade on Saturday for all Bengals fans. So that sounds like a fun time because they're having like a band and everything, like the whole New Orleans style parade thing, which I think sounds like totally cheese-tastic and right up my alley. And then on Sunday, they are having their tailgate, the Fans of Cincy tailgate is all you can eat, like New Orleans fare, and all you can drink. So I mean, it's going to be a really cool spread. I'm really excited to see what those guys have to offer. Dallas tailgating is, wait for it, intense. Not so intense, but intense.
Good job, Kev. I respect that.
Don't encourage him.
Sorry.
Optic says Texas isn't exactly the most welcoming, friendly state as a Texan. LOL. Really? That's very surprising to me because I feel like Southern hospitality is like a thing, right? I don't know. My family's from Alabama, so they never met a stranger in Alabama. Kevin's here. Hey, Kevin. Hello. How are you? All right. Well, shall we get into some predictions for next week? Miss Jerry is not here, but I think if she were here, she would say, but very begrudgingly, that we might struggle against the Ravens, but that we may come out with a win, or we may not, because her psychic abilities are on the fritz right now. So, Jerry, we're thinking about you and your psychic abilities, and once you have your baby, maybe you'll be psychic again. But but let's get into Kayla's injury report.
All right. So Drew Sample went on IR since we last.
That was sad.
Yeah. And then we'll do that was the bad news, and then we'll do the medium news next. So Hayden Hurst, T. Higgins, and Evan McPherson were all limited, but I would expect them to all play. But with Evan McPherson, it's like the groin. It just popped up, I think, today. I think that was the first time that we saw him on there. But Jermaine Pratt was a full participant today. He wasn't looking for the first time in feels like ages since we started this season. So that's good. For the Ravens, Ronnie Stanley will be back. He practiced fully today, and then Rashad Bateman has a foot injury, so he's questionable to play.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Wednesday's tough. Derek is my Orange Arrow. He is my resident fantasy football expert, and he insists that Wednesdays don't mean anything because a lot of veterans will sit out on Wednesdays. So I am hoping for the best for Money Mac, but that could be a bad problem if he's out. But I think I'm gonna hope for the best and be optimistic about that. But yeah we'll see.
And then panicking if they start trying out different kickers or something, if it's more serious. So,
yeah.
But
well, I loved that they I don't know if they activated him, but they came off of the injured list and onto the roster, Khalid Kareem and Cam Taylor-Britt. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
To have those guys back. So
that's what I was going to say. I got really excited about Cam.
Yes, me too. I hated that he had to have that surgery, or he had surgery, right, on his abdomen. Is that right? Or did he just pull something?
I thought
I thought it was surgery, but I might be making that up. But either way, I'm glad that he is back. I think he was one of the draft picks I was really excited about. So I am hopeful that he'll get some playing time. But at the same time, it's like our defense is playing so great. It's like I feel like we're just adding depth at this point. But the cool thing about our defense, I feel like, I'm going to brag on our defense a little bit more here, is I really feel like there's no weak spot in our defense. Like, I feel like in years past, you could say like, oh, we're thin at linebacker. Oh, secondary is questionable or tackling's questionable. I feel like there's nothing right now in our defense that you could point to as a weakness. I feel like they are solid from front to back, and we've got some decent depth, and it's really exciting to me because I love defense so much.
We hadn't heard.
No. CTB. Yep. Cam wants us to chant juice, juice, juice. Okay.
Does he?
I can do that.
Really?
I feel like that's
when people have nicknames that rhyme with like boo, that sound like boo if you don't know what people are saying.
Yeah, like Nuge, like Nuge, yeah.
Yeah.
But like juice is like so easy to say, and even though it does kind of sound like booing, I feel like you could really carry that and make it loud. So I feel like that's a good nickname. Fiji 88 says Kareem had been injured a lot the whole time he's been with the team. Yeah, he has. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure nobody wants to be out there. Nobody wants him out there more than he wants to be out there. So I'm sure he's excited to be back. So, but all right. Anybody have anything else? Fashion spotlight. I got my new NFL Blitz shirt on from Homage. That's exciting.
Very cool.
It's a new one. I love it.
Very, very cool.
Did you guys get anything new recently?
You're wearing that pimp jacket, Kayla.
Oh yeah.
I love that jacket.
Yeah, Jess has the same one.
I have the same one. I think Jerry does too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a great jacket.
I've got a lot of new stuff, but it's in the mail still. And I'm crossing my fingers. I got a new jersey. I got a new orange jersey for New Orleans.
That's exciting.
But crossing my fingers it gets here in time. It's supposed to be here on the 12th. We'll see.
Oh. When are you leaving?
The 14th.
14th? Oh, okay.
It's a chase.
Yay. That's great. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, lots of great new stuff from Homage. And, that jacket, thanks, Cap. No, that jacket is gone now. It's not available for purchase any longer, but it was Sheen.
Yeah.
And Sheen, honestly, Sheen is so cheesy, and it will take a month to get to you, and it may or may not fit. It may or may not fall apart after one wash, but they have some fire orange stuff and some tiger stuff, and they've got some great stuff. That's where I got my black and white tiger hat. I've gotten a lot of orange stuff from there. They've got a lot of great orange stuff. So
yeah, I just have
check
a
out
filter
Sheen
for tiger, and then everything with a tiger comes up.
Literally, search for orange, search for tiger, sort by color.
Yeah,
that's
the tip that you gave me. I've got stuff coming in right now. I search zebra, attire. And
orange zebra, really cool, like that doesn't even exist. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But if you search for orange zebra, lo and behold, tiger stuff will come.
Or if you want your black and white gear, I got some black and white zebra stuff coming just because I thought it was cool.
Got my watch band. Yep.
Yes.
Yes. the whiteout was so beautiful. I really hope we do that again.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
It was fun. The funny thing is, the only thing I bought new for that game was the hat. I literally had everything else already because I like white anyways. I just never wore it all together at the same time. I'd mix and match it a little bit. Oh, and the shades were new too. Amazon for the hat and shades. So
nice. It was awesome.
Oh, Eric says, shout out to Jess and Captain for showing us the way and letting us hang with you in the front row before the game. My son got to play catch with Mixon, which was one of the greatest moments ever. Oh, that's so awesome, Eric. I'm so glad he had a good time. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And honestly, it is so important to get into the stadium early, because if you get into the stadium, if you get your Fifth Third card, you line up early, they'll let you in a half hour before they let all the other people in. And the lines are shorter for the Fifth Third lines are shorter. So you wait in line, get your Fifth Third card, get in there early, and you can have these amazing interactions with these players, things that you cannot buy. I mean, you cannot buy playing catch with Joe Mixon on the field. Like, it's just the most incredible thing, especially for kids. So I'm very glad that you guys had a good time, Eric. Thoughts on the Ring of Honor ceremony? Oh yeah, I was sobbing.
Yeah, I was too.
Willie Anderson cried, and I was beside myself. And Cap was crying. We were all crying. It was ugly, but it was beautiful. No, it was the most beautiful moment ever, and I loved it so much. And I'm so glad that we're doing that again. Praise Queen Elizabeth. Long live Queen Elizabeth, because that is another one of her inceptions that has just been so amazing for Bengals fans, amazing for our former players. It's just really, really, really awesome. Yeah. Cap says, when Willie cried, yep, I cried. Yeah. They showed him on like the big screen, and he was like, he did like a little tremble with his chin, and I was like, yeah. Like, I was just like, not okay. I was full on ugly crying. I'm really glad nobody took a picture of me because I was ugly crying.
And the way they did everything with the videos and the giving of the jackets and everything, was just so special.
So great. I love it, because they had Ken Anderson give one to, oh my God, his name just flew out of my mind. Isaac Curtis?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I thought for a minute I had that name wrong, and I was about to be super embarrassed. But yeah, they had Ken Anderson give one to Isaac Curtis, and then they had Anthony Munoz give one to Willie Anderson, which I thought was just so perfect, and I loved it so much. So that was great. But Eric says they should have given us white tiger hankies on top of pom-poms. Well, somebody took my pom-pom, so I hope whoever took my pom-pom is having a great time with it, because when I got to my seat, and I will admit I got to my seat very late because I had to go see Andrew Whitworth. So I admit that was a fair trade-off, and given the circumstances, I would have done it again, but somebody stole my pom-pom off my chair. So I hope you're happy.
Can we talk about the fact that the cheerleaders had a whiteout outfit too?
Yes.
I hope that they would. And they looked so cute. I love them. I love those little cheerleaders. They're so great.
I don't know why that delighted me so much, but I squealed.
Yeah.
I literally squealed. I was a little disappointed there was no white tiger girlfriend for Who Day.
I know.
Maybe later. I'm sure making a mascot costume is very complicated. I'm sure there's like a lot that goes into all that. So,
I know, but come on.
Yeah, I
was looking for.
Yeah, I swear I dreamt that, and it was so real. I swear it was going to happen, but yeah, I was happy that the cheerleaders had their white uniforms on. They looked really cute. So
it looked sharp. I liked it.
Oh my gosh, and I'm sorry. I feel like the show is like, and another thing, and another thing. I feel like we got through everything really fast this week, and now I'm like thinking of all these things. But Joe Burrow's foundation, hello, how awesome was that? Talk about also ugly crying this week. But I mean, how great is that foundation going to be? I'm so excited for that. And I don't know if you guys looked on the website. They've got like a legit like board of trustees and thing. Like they like did this right. They are going to, I'm really excited about the impact this is going to have. And you know, Joe, he credited his mom, Robin, who's also a teacher, with, you know, being the big force behind all of it. And I just think it's so great. I think it's such an awesome thing to do. I love that he's including Louisiana in it as well, because I really feel like, you know, LSU is the reason why he is Joe Burrow that we all know and love. So I love that he's including them in his kind of like where I'm from kind of a deal. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. I know I've talked about it a lot, but food insecurity is a big problem in Ohio and the whole Appalachian area, like everywhere, and it's just really great that they're doing that. Sam's Foundation as well. Yes, I saw Sam Hubbard post on Instagram. I don't know if it was today or if it was this week, but he's doing, I think, Hubbard's Cupboards or something adorable, where in the schools they have like a closet that's got like snacks and school supplies for kids that need them, and I think that's a really great idea too. So yeah, props to Sam Hubbard, props to Joe Burrow. I love it. I love all these guys' charities. I love supporting. I love what they're doing for the city and for the people in the city. So it's really important work. So
we're very
hats off to
have
them. Mm-hmm. All right. I think that's all I got for today. You guys have anything else before we say goodbye?
I think I just vomited out everything that I got excited about.
I know. Like I said, like 15 different things that had nothing to do with each other, like in the last half hour. So sorry for the chaotic nature of this week, but a lot of exciting things going on. And I'm super excited for this team and where they're headed. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a great game on Sunday. So.
Yep.
Got anything else, Kayla?
I don't.
Well, hoo-day, everybody, and thank you so much for everyone who joined us tonight.
Hoo-day.
Hoo-day.